Okay, I thought I'd go ahead and do this now because what the hey, I want to go ahead and be uploading this video here. So we're gonna make way for the Veldt. Shouldn't we just leave some ass? Oh, this is the Veldt. Okay, you can pretty much land anywhere you want to on here. It doesn't matter. I like to land close to the town. All right, crank it up. There really isn't a whole lot to explain here. I mean, it's just, you already know how to do this, but I haven't actually shown you, so use the leap command. It'll jump on the monster and it'll take you out of the battle as if you ran away from it. In the next battle, you'll beat the monster and he'll show up. If you see an easy monster, that usually means he's going to show up. And the good news is you won't have to feed him dry meat this time. So just wait, don't hit him. Yeah, let's. Huh, nice to meet you. I don't know, man. Since we have seen an Intangier monster now, I'm hoping one of those will show up out here. But I'm not really going to spend a lot of time looking for one. I'm just playing around here. That was a grasshopper. But duh, I'm sure you saw that. Actually, I'm not sure if that's what that was, because I thought they were red. My memory's already telling me they were green. Telstar. Ooh. This ought to be nice and weak by now. Oh, that's gotta hurt. Okay, he didn't show up. But we got a green beret out of it, so that's pretty decent gold. Sometimes he won't always show up in the next battle. And if that's the case, if you have battles in between like that, he's not going to learn those battles, like that Telstar just now. He won't learn that one. Only the ones that were there when he left and when he came back. Only those ones will he actually learn. So yeah, get back with us. Get over here. This will get old watching this, but what are you going to do? Just keep wandering around, and the Intangier is actually the rage for that. That's actually how I found out about the vanish trick. Which I don't know if that's like a really popular trick or something. Maybe everybody knows about that. But I discovered that myself. Nobody told me about it. So now if you leap onto a group of 2 monsters, he'll learn the rages for both of them, which is good. The same thing if you're fighting 2 different kinds of monsters when he shows back up. Again, he'll learn all of them. Angle form. I believe he's already got that one. But hey, what are you gonna do? It's recommended that you take some of your strongest characters with you out here. Because you never know what's gonna turn up, you know. No boss, I don't believe any bosses actually appear out here except for one. The Pearl Dragon, from what I remember. You know what? Screw this. Well, my word. Where did he go? That's pretty much how the Veldt works. I mean, it didn't seem right not to at least show you some of this, at least show you how it's done. And it is part of the game, so... You know what, I wish I brought Edgar. But that's okay. I'm trying to think if there's any rages in particular that you want to pick up. You want to try to get Stray Cat if you can. And I also really would like to get Intangier. But I don't know if that's going to show up on here. There's a big long web page about it that I found the other day that actually shows how this works. Like how the monsters are chosen to show up. There's several different groups of monsters. And it'll pick one from each group. And then go to the next group to pick from on your next encounter. So it starts out with like all the enemies that you see in Narsh, you'll see one of those. And then it'll be an enemy that you see in the overworld on the way to Figaro Castle. And then next time around it'll be something else. Yeah, see now we got Opera House enemies here. So probably the next one we see will be whatever we got after the Opera House, which would be enemies in the overworld on the way to Vector. That's the next kind of enemy that we saw in the next group. Berman, huh? He might actually show up on this one. Yeah. Then just go ahead and defend so I don't accidentally push A or something. You know how I can be about that. Yeah. Okay. Where is that Intangier? Show up for me now. Let's see if the next group of enemies doesn't turn out to be... Okay. Magitech Research Facility enemies. Well, I would have thought enemies from the overworld outside of it, because you see those before you see the Magitech ones. I guess the order of the groups is not necessarily the order you see in the... Yeah, see, these are the overworld enemies here. The overworld outside of the Magitech. If you have any idea what I'm talking about, that would be a miracle, but... I don't know if I explained that clearly enough. I'm never confident that I have. But... Alright, what's the next group of enemies you see after the Magitech Research? Isn't it the Esper Cave after that? We're not gonna keep all of this in the deed. Damn, where's that Intangier? Well, we're still waiting to get to his group, I guess. If you haven't actually seen an enemy from a certain group, it'll skip that group and go to the next one. Now, we've seen these guys already. You can leap onto enemies that you've already learned, but there's very little to gain by doing that. But you might as well just keep at it until... Aha! It is Esper Cave enemies. That was the next group we saw. Just gotta be careful what you use here. These enemies will start to get stronger. And then once you see an enemy from the last group, it'll go back to the first group, which is Narsh enemies that you saw at the beginning of the game. So, that's pretty much how it works. What was there after the Esper Cave? Where did we go after that? We had the banquet, and then we came back and went to Massa, basically, after that. So maybe Massa enemies? Yeah, outside of Massa we saw one of these. So that's the next group. Next group after that, obviously, would be the enemies you see in the cave on the way to the Esper's hiding place. Came at us with a nice spell there. You can actually learn quite a bit about the enemies. Watch what they do here. See, they're getting pretty strong now. Goodbye. Oh, he should have shown up on that one. That would have been a nice one to have. He might actually learn the ones in between. I'm not sure. It'd be cool if he did. The next one we'll see will be Adamantient and Slurm. Just you watch. No, Abolisher. Those ones show up outside of the cave. If you go outside from the cave, there's areas like on the grass, you know. But these do appear in that cave with the Adamantient and Slurm. They just don't appear inside, that's all. Man, I'm running out of time. I hope we can see that next group. I think that's the last group, though. So the next group of enemies from which we will have seen any of them is the Intangier, so... Oh, that was a close one. I almost hit him. Well, before we take that mother on, I think we better go ahead and heal up here. So are you ready? Ooh, we're gonna have to get somebody else to cast Doom. She was out of MP. This should be the Intangier right here. That's the only other group I can think of that we've seen after Samasa. Oh, maybe not. Well, leap onto those. Okay, now he'll learn that, the Chimera and the Cephalor. Say hello to Intangier, baby. Come on with it. I'm so erasing this if that doesn't show up. There he is. What did I tell you? Told you he'd be here. So we'll cast Doom and be done with this. He'll learn that Rage. And that's how I learned the Vanish trick, because when he uses that Rage, it makes him invisible just like the Intangier is. So I just went through that whole cave building levels, and boom, he learned it. Piece of cake. So that's it for this segment of Final Fantasy VI. Let's play Final Fantasy VI, that is. Next time, I guess we'll be taking on that floating continent, and we're going to see what happens to the world then. If we can save it, or if something terrible will happen. So, I'll see you next time. Take care.